All right. Hey, welcome back. So, my name's Damien. This is my channel. Welcome. This is your first time. God, I got that like drilled in my brain because so many creators say it. And I try not to say it in my other videos just because of that fact, but it only makes sense to say something like, because you never know. But definitely I got the okay, so here I'll pop it up real fast and then I can close it. All right, so this guy, Nature. All right. What's up, dude? Cheers. So, as you can see, he's a very small creator. And yeah, go check him out. But so the reason why I bring him up is because I came across him the other day in my feed. The algorithm did that thing. And he was talking about things that I was talking about in a video that I posted. If not the same day he posted, if I was like recording it and saying it, or like it was very close to the same time. And yeah, so I subscribed, not just because of like the weird universe algorithm thing. Like, I'm in the search for creators, up and coming creators, big and small. Like I don't care. Even if like, uh they don't even do it that often and they just like dabble in it or are curious or whatever. I'm ready to work with people. I'm ready to make a community of communities, so to speak. I mean, like I see all these creators out there getting millions of subscribers. Uh, there, there's a lot that I'm gonna be shouting out too, and it's not like I'm not saying that they're bad. Definitely, I mean, I it might be coming off that way, like damn these large YouTubers. No, um, but it's like, what do they do with that? Um, a lot of them keep doing their own thing, like what's his face, Matt Pat, the theory guy. Which is crazy too because like the year that he started posting, like he was under 100,000 subscribers when I first came across him. It was really small. Like he was like 50,000 or 60,000, I can remember, and I was just like, and the reason why I clicked on him was because of game theory, and it was an idea that I had for a channel name all the way back then. Um, Happens a lot, Like there was a well, my idea was thinker thinking. So, and I think there's like a thinker thunking or something, and like yeah, and so all kinds of stuff like that. I don't know. It makes me wonder how many people experience that. Like I know you pretty much have to be uh, a creative, like one considered in the bubble. Like there are some that will happily admit, like, nah, I'm not creative at all. Don't don't consider me a part of that bubble. And right, I respect that. And so, uh, and it's just weird because the video that I made was uh, talking about George Carlin, the things that you can't say on television. And this dude, Nature, makes a video about missing the old days of YouTube when you can just pretty much say anything. Um, that's a kind of why I've been digging watching streaming over the past few years. Like I first finally started watching streaming a couple years after Justin TV. Like I didn't touch Justin TV. I treated it like YouTube when YouTube came out. It was a few years before. I even went near it. And it's mainly because like I don't know, call it a mental thing or what, but um like I come from the era where we, had to worry about, I mean, you still have to worry about clicking on links and shit, as we can see in the recent Lakari bullshit. And I mean bullshit because like what he did was, oh, oh, yeah. Like not saying that it's not real or anything. Like I'm, I'm pretty sure you don't stage that. Like you get that should have been his defense like right away. It's just a prank, bro. It's just a prank. That would have been better than what he did. Fucking A. Uh okay. Um but yeah, back on track. Um cuz and nature, I guess I'll talk like a little bit like I'm talking directly to you cuz I'm definitely going to look up that video and be like, "Hey man, I made a video talking about your video." I mean, that's what we got to do, right? Yeah, small creators. We got to help boost each other. That's why the algorithm spreads, right? And that's if, you know, you want to spread. I don't know. Um, like there's this streamer that I've been modding with or modding for and like I'm pretty sure she's happy with like the size that she's at. I mean, she jokes bigger is better, but that's about other things, right? Yeah, so it's like have to, and I think having a network of people makes it easier to direct an audience if need be. It's like if like a certain streamer starts blowing up and they're like, whoa, I'm blowing up too fast. There's got to be a way to like hypnotize the traffic. And I went to hypnotherapy school. I know all kinds of shit. Like I've made medicinal music. You know we could write tracks to like piper them over to a creator that wants to blow up. You know, like there's ways. There's ways of doing it. And I mean, really, if it comes down to it, you just uh force raids or whatever, right? Like I mean, that'd be kind of weird. Like, you'd have to have a pretty large streaming schedule to to pull off just like cut and stream early every once in a while to justify it. But yeah, it could work. It's funny too, because like the first day that she expanded her streaming time and like she started streaming earlier and started streaming an hour longer. Like so many new people came in and like no mods were on. And I was like, hey, if you need backup, like I'm trying to learn this shit. So, and it's hard to learn when you don't have an active server. And I mean, ours is somewhat active, and sure, it's there's now a good deal of mods. There's a good number. Um, but yeah, if having a community and growing is what you're looking to do, nature, hit me up, man. Um, because then she was even talking today on stream about like a podcast, like what would I talk about? And it's like it's easy when you got another person, and really I've toyed around with that question, like what makes a podcast? Because I know the term came out like around the time that radio was dying. I mean, you can still listen to radio stations and whatnot, right? But there was a time where it was like that's all you really got, and a lot of people like talk radio. They're used to it, like compared to driving, compared to music. when driving, because sometimes music is too it's dangerous. You get too in the mood, too in the vibe, or like if it, you're doing soft mellow music and you're just like, "Bleh," you're out of it. It's no good. Um, but that's what I've been digging about streaming, is that there seems to be a lot more that you can get away with, and I think that's because it's live, so it's like a lot harder to regulate it, and yeah, I mean, maybe YouTube's better at it just because they're uh, larger, so they got more bots, more automation going on. Uh, be interesting to see what happens this next year or so, because something big is going to be changing. I feel it with all this AI stuff happening, and the age stuff happening. Like there's got to be some kind of regulation going on, something better. But yet the idea of freedom of speech needs to stay there, you know. So it's interesting, and it takes, I think, the just like with everything, takes the people, take takes us doing something about it. Like I think it was even because it wasn't Fansly. No, maybe it was. Maybe it was Fansly. This is either Fansly or OnlyFans, but I was talking to a chick on there, and I was telling her, I was like, pretty much the customers decide what to do with the apps, like the creators and the developers of whatever app, whatever game, you can see it throughout history. It's like no matter what, the creator can say that it's for whatever. Oh, I made it for this. Oh, it's meant to be used this way. No matter what, the customers in the market are going to figure out how it's best utilized. And that's what it's going to be used for. And that's what determines, what the thing is. It's not the inventor. It's the customer. It's the creator, or not the creator. Right. I'm out of it. I need more coffee. But right. So it's like, because like for example, other videos that I've put out and talked about, like what is streaming, what the fourth wall that's broken, and that extra dimension that's created with uh, these platforms, because it's like, I mean, in a way, you could you could be a buddy, you could be chilling with people, you could be, a musician, like, hey, stop by anytime, I'll always be playing music. um, like the gamers that is just like, hey, I got open lobbies all the time. And then you got gamers that are just like, no open lobbies, I don't want help, but you can watch if you want, we can chill and have a good time. um, there's all kinds of different aspects to it. It's very interesting, um, the multidimensionality of it, because it's not the, like they call it parasocial relationship, and sure, like some streamers do that, but I think it's more on the streamer end, like to say that the chat is on a parasocial relationship is different. um like sure, if they're a lurker or whatever, if they're just not saying anything, okay, then yeah, that's actually no dimension really, you know I mean, well, they're getting to know the streamer as much as they get to know the streamer or the creator. I mean, if they're going around on the other socials and whatnot and learning more about them, then that's what they're doing. And if they're not saying anything, I mean, that's a little weird, right? That's like stalkerish type shit. I get that. But at the same time, if they're chatting, if they're, friendly, if they're not being weird or creepy in any way, um, like what's that? That's not stalking. It's I don't know, being a social butterfly if you want. And I understand like people use that as guys. They use it as like, oh, I'm just don't mind me. Um, but I think that's one of the responsibilities that a streamer has compared to. I mean, video creators have it too. Like, I mean, I guess like I'll just say YouTubers, but influencers in general. I mean, that's where the term comes from. You have a responsibility to understand that what you're doing is influencing people no matter what, like whether that's your intention or not. Like, there's this one creator, I don't even know if I should shout her out because she's one of those that, she's not looking to have a big subscriber base, but yet it's growing slowly but surely. And I could see like it's a good possibility that at the end of the year she's at 10,000 just because of the way that the algorithm works, and she, when you got that it factor, it's hard for people to be, like, and a lot of people are looking for the authenticity. I say the age that we're in is the AI age, but it's not artificial intelligence, it's authenticity, integrity age. Like, we're striving for real shit. We're striving for something that we can tell is something relatable. We're looking for something that isn't edited. That because if we want that, we watch a movie, or we watch. There's a lot of big YouTubers that make really good, high quality content. They got crews of handfuls of people. Like they got editors, they got all studios. They got the whole nine, and that stuff, the way that it's edited, and if it's done good, like Mr. Ballin, he's sitting there telling a story, and you do get the vibe that you're there with him. Maybe more in his older stuff, because now he puts in a lot of artwork and cut scenes for the story, but he's always like talking over him, so it's not. It blends really well. But yeah, definitely, I think and I'm not suggesting that everyone has to be like a political or say their political thing uh, on their platform just because they have a platform, but I do see um, politics going that way. I mean, like, it's ridiculous to have people go to voting places, put in their ballots, shit gets lost, shit gets stolen, a whole bunch of fraud and fake and all kinds of nonsense. Like, just have it online, have it live where it's transparent. You could still have people um like their privacy and shit. Like, all that could still be taken care of a lot easier online than it could in person. You just encrypt the shit and like you just give everybody a voting wallet of sort, or have something. We could actually implement um our digital IP or whatever, have it with our physical IP. Uh, Copyright just had a huge change to it. Look up the top music attorney, Crystal. She does a video about it. But like just the other day, copyright um, went worldwide for us. We're now protected worldwide. It's no longer just like a U.S. borders thing. We're like, and a lot of industries, a lot of IPs are shitting their pants because of it. Like big things are happening. Uh, and it's funny too because like if you look back over the past year, you could see certain moves that were made by large industries that were very smart just because of the anticipation of it. Like, because think about it. If a big part of your profit was because of the limitations of the copyright, um, now that that's gone, there's pretty much you're you're now spending instead of making at that point. And so to have a worldwide market without the profit that you could claim just because it's like, oh, you can only, you, you know, it's it's crazy like getting into it. Right, that'd be like a whole video of its own. All right, so note to future self, and I guess for behind the scenes shits and giggles, cut this and fade it into the last one. Yeah, cheers. Got my Texas cup. Like what? Got my Texas cup. But yeah, okay. So go check out nature. Nature, dude. Let's you want to collab? But I see that you play games and shit. Let's talk. Let's see what's possible. You know, we don't have to rush into anything. Let's come up with something bomb. Let's you know, uh, yeah. And any of the people that I'm talking about, uh, if you know that I'm talking about you, be like, hey, you can shout me out if you want, or or be like, hey, thanks for not shouting me out. Let me know. I'm curious. Um, there's a whole science to this stuff um, that it's like we can't we can't treat people like, oh, what, you don't know about this, because you got to realize all this stuff is relatively new. Like even YouTube, it's only been around for a couple decades, and when you compare it to TV or radio, I mean that shit's been around for a century. You know, like we're nowhere near to knowing about uh, online and streaming and all that. And now that we got all these different variables coming in, like not just with AI, but with the other tech and capabilities, like so much is going to be possible in the next decade. It's very interesting to think about it. Like game industries need to start thinking about it if they haven't already. Uh, Medical industry, like all these things are going to be so wildly different a decade from now, and it's going to happen a lot sooner than a decade from now. So it's like we should start doing stuff very soon, acting accordingly. And like I think one of those things is the money system, like okay, like like I don't know, I'm afraid to sound like some kind of politics person, but it's like it's an archaic way of doing shit. Bartering and currency and shit. Like we have plenty of shit. We have the tech to make anything, like out of nothing. Look it up. We have this machine that can take like empty space, and you're like, and then it makes whatever. Okay, I mean, sure, it's like $1 million a second or something once the thing's turned on, like how much electricity it uses. But we're looking at numbers like that when it comes to AI. The whole reason why AI is doing what it's been doing and why companies are going the ways that they're going is because they're not thinking far enough ahead. They're firing people. They're throwing AI at it, realizing, oh shit, yeah, this is costing a lot. Like, and it's a lot cheaper to just have people. like, it's so weird how many people have been falling for it. And I mean, you can't blame them. That's just like what we do, right? We listen to the commercials. We listen to the leaks. Oh my god, look what was leaked. We got to do it ahead of time. All right, well, here, in that case, this is a leak. All right, I'm leaking something. All right, so yeah, I needed to empty my ashtray, get more coffee, but this time it's cold coffee. So good. Cheers. Good stuff. But yeah, and so back to what I was saying about that video um, that I came across, the nature's video. Uh, he was talking about like the stuff that he can't say on YouTube and stuff that he can't talk about, and right, I just had a bowl. I don't know if we're allowed to smoke or like if it needs to be later on in the video. I know pens are all right, you know, pens. But I miss the days of being able to like, you know, break open a nug and show it off and pack it and smoke it. I don't think you could do that anymore. Um, but he was also talking about bullet points, scripts, just free balling it, improv or whatnot. And I had commented to him, it's funny because he gives off the vibe of a writer, and some things might deserve a script. Um, and yeah, and I guess like to make that more clearer, because I am hoping he comes across as, what's up, dude? I know I said what's up earlier in the video and kind of like moved on a little bit, but right, coming back and gonna bring it full circle, or at least attempt. um, yeah, having, like right now, I got no bullet points up, I got no script up. I tried that for like the first couple of my videos. And I think one I did it pretty decently with the just bullet points, but like when it came to the reading it out like a teleprompter and stuff, it works so much better just doing that without a face cam and doing it as like a narration. Because even then, you could still do improv and freeball, but like you have a easier time of stopping and going and editing. And definitely, if you have enough game footage that you can like find parts that go with like what you're talking about somewhat, or something that, so it somewhat makes sense. But I don't know, like if you're just jumping around in one game, that could be distracting. Going to different games, showing a bunch of different clips of different games. I can see that working. I am going to be trying all this stuff, so I guess you can watch them, let me know, and comment down below. How's my audio, by the way? Because I did change the levels compared to uh, the last video, That was because I think I do have a clip of it that I could toss in to give as an example. But I was testing out my guitar over the mic because one of the reasons why I got this mic was um, I thought it'd be easier to record guitar. And I guess technically it is because it is its own interface. So I could plug directly into it, get all my pedals and whatnot, and then boom, plug into it like it is the computer or whatnot. But I also thought that I'd be able to um, just capture the room sound. And I was trying it out on Discord and it just wasn't coming through. It'd be muffled. Like clean stuff could come through, but once it's distorted, it cuts out. And it's like it's nothing, it's muted. It's very strange. I think it's just because of like the equalizer and the frequency range. It's got to be um, like on the other end. But then I tried it out in OBS and the same thing. Okay. And I did mess with the equalizer that I got on the computer. I was trying to play along with the music, and it's like, because what I want to capture is what I'm experiencing in the room. And I mean, from what I've looked up, how it's done in the past is like you gotta mic up the amp, you gotta have a room mic, like there's all these different things. And I thought that was because of um, you know, the 16-bit, 24-bit, and the fact that this is 32-bit and there's supposed to be no clipping. I don't know. I don't know what's going on there. And I tried different settings on the mic, and maybe I'll just have to keep messing around with it, figure it out. But um, I have been wanting to rotate the desk a little bit and get a better listening situation for my speakers. And finally, because it's been too long. I don't even want to say how long it's been since I've used my big speakers. They're Cali's. Uh, yeah. Oh, LP8s. They're biggins, and they sound beautiful. All right, testing with the voice. -11. Doesn't matter because it's all about the mic. All right, so we'll see. Yeah, and so there'll be a different angle, and I think before I do that transition, I'm gonna try some voiceover stuff on some game footage because I know that I could pump out a lot of those easier than doing this because technically uh, the game stuff's already filmed and I'll be able to just figure out what I want to blabber about, mention, whether it's talking about the game that I'm playing or whatever. It'll be fun, be interesting. I got a lot of games. A lot of games to play too. Many of them on the back burner. And yeah, and I don't know, over the past few years, because I went through some health stuff, and I had to stop playing games like altogether for a long time, and it was hard because I was so used to playing. I mean, it was the same with music. Same, like, it really messed with my ears. All kinds of shit. Had to. It was really rusty, but I mean, luckily enough, the guitar came like riding a bike, and it was very quick. And I was able to learn um, other stuff like how to fix up the guitar. I learned from uh, actually, I don't know if he wants to be shout out, so I'll have to wait. uh, if you know, you know, and yeah, I guess because I'll talk about it like here and there. I'll tell people because it is a selling point, you know. Like I can make $40 on a setup, like because people will be like, "Oh, this guy knows what he's doing." And yeah, I want to do that as a video also. And so I'll be able to plug directly in and show the dirty strings because they're sounding so good right now too, and it's like amazing. I haven't cleaned them in forever. I haven't changed them in even longer than that. Because for about maybe the first 4 months, I was wiping them down every day before I played them, and yeah, like try to play every single day. Like if I'm playing too much, like for too long every day, I will eventually have to give my ears a break for a couple days. Um, but yeah, usually I'll be right back at it, and lately I've been using some earplugs, and I want to do some videos on those because I got like a few different kinds. I guess to shout out a bigger YouTuber, but I don't know. I think she might be considered controversial now, or maybe she always was. I don't know. I'm like, how the hell can this girl be controversial? She's just an innocent little chess player, right? That likes doing music now. Even though she's a baddie, she's just a chess player, you know. Maybe people are really jealous of her. I mean, she's got a lot going for her. She's smart, you know. She's good looking. So, and usually, from what I know about girls, they don't like competition, you know. So they'll talk a lot of shit. um, but she put out videos recently. Andrea Botez is the girl that I'm talking about, and yeah, she started doing music over the past couple years. And then she started doing a YouTube channel aside from like the Botez Live and the stuff that she does with her sister because they started a podcast. Her sister came out with like a battle chess of sorts, which is very interesting because I had a similar idea. I have a couple different ideas on chess games. But yeah, but what she came up with was it definitely not the route that I was thinking of, but it is quite interesting. The way that you move around and got to do the checkmate thing. At least I think that's what's going on, from what I can remember watching it. But anyways, Andrea, right? Andrea, I don't know either. Um, she like had hearing loss type of deal going on. She like needed to go in hyperbolic chamber. Is that what it's called? Is that how you pronounce it? Yeah, got steroids and all that shit. Um, And then she was saying that she was misdiagnosed and whatnot. I mean, a lot when it comes to hearing stuff, that's very, very iffy, and lots of doctors will just, you know, because the problem with doctors, I mean, and it's not a problem, but it is, but they think they know better because they're smart. It's a it's a problem that smart people have, is that it becomes this thing when it's like, oh, no one else knows what I know, and it's like it's very hard to go down that line, because the other side of it is thinking that everyone knows what you know, and then you just don't talk about shit and don't bring it up because you just figured that, oh, people know about that, but really it's like they don't know about it, and it'll surprise or blow their minds or whatever. But yeah, the thing with the hearing, like I can remember, like when you're younger, you're getting your hearing tested like multiple times and stuff like that. And I can remember I would always tell the people, they're just like, hey, don't click it if you're not hearing stuff. And I'm telling them I'm hearing stuff. And it was usually because the headphones that they're giving you aren't good enough, so you're hearing a lot of other shit. And they're like, oh, well, only do it if you're hearing a beep. And I'm just like, well, it's like, it's like sometimes it's not a beep, but it's like I can tell that you're pressing a button. And they're just, and they wouldn't believe it because like a lot of those frequencies are inhuman type frequencies. I could always hear like dog whistles, old school TVs. Like if you know about that, like you could hear them turn on. They would make like this high pitched zing type of deal. And I actually, yeah, there was a kid that lived down the street. He can make all kinds of sound effects and shit. Uh, and yeah, he would be able to pull that off, the high pitch thing, like it was something that he did with his teeth. Fucking weird. But like, yeah, he'd be able to get it going, and people wouldn't believe me about the dog whistle either. And like, I'd be like, watch. I turn around and I'm like, oh, raise my hand when you're doing it. And like, and they tried fucking with me. So I'd be like going like this, because like I could hear like their thing, like, and they're like, holy shit, they know. Uh, and yeah, it's weird. Like hearing and sound, it's weird. It's just like eyes. Like you never know what other people can see. Like, well, right? Is this red to you? Of course. Does this sound good to you? Yeah, of course. It's like, but what is that? Like the terms that we come up with for tones and shit. Dark, warm, like you think that people have a general understanding on what those are, but it could mean anything to anybody. You never know. You never know what they're talking about unless you know what they're talking about. It's just that simple. It's trash day tomorrow, so people are moving their trash cans outside, and the noise distracted me because I'm like, do I have to cut that? Did that come through? Probably did because it's not like on the AI thing. Oh well. That's the cool thing about these videos that aren't scripted, right? To come full circle. That's I mean, some people can do it, some can't. I know I'm liking it because I need to get used to, you know, moving a certain way or not moving, I guess. Getting used to talking again, getting used to doing, not just always looking into the camera, but every once in a while it's like got to give it a break. I mean, it's funny too because it's like some streamers, they get so far into the camera, and it's like, I don't know. It's like they watched the Quentin Tarantino masterclass, and You know, okay, we got to do the close. Like, we don't need to be that serious every time, because that's how it works. You know, you do that when you want people to take you seriously and focused and whatnot. But if you're chilling and what, you know, it needs to be like. That's why I like the old school cinnamon toast Ken videos. And they're chilling on the couch. Like that's, you know, that's the vibe. Be cool if you know, do something with somebody, uh, where it's like we could green screen each other onto a couch, so it's like we're there, but we're not, like, because we're in our separate spots. That'd be cool. We could pull that off. There's got to be ways to do it. Gotta be. Didn't put anything in my hair. Shouldn't worry about it, right? Dude shouldn't be worrying about the hair. I worry about it. I can't help it. It's something, I mean, being living outside of Hollywood your entire life, it's just life. Everyone cares about that shit. I mean, we had like, and it wasn't just like drama class, right? Or right, yeah. Like we had kids that were trying to become directors. We had like my city had so much shit when it comes to Hollywood. It still does to this day. There was even a scene. Actually, you know what? That might be too much doxing. I don't know if it ends up coming out, it ends up coming out, and then I guess at that point, then I could start talking about like because there's a couple things uh, about my city. It's a fun little town. It's hard to want to leave. It's getting pretty noisy though. All they need to do is cover the freeway, and I think it'll be fine. Like all the other freeways have high walls, and you know, so they're not as noisy to the surrounding city. But the one that we had uh, going through ours, nope, you just hear everything throughout the night, all night now. There used to be a few hours where, you know, you wouldn't hear any traffic whatsoever, but now there's just so many people, and no matter what, people are gone. There's a whole nother life at night that a lot of people aren't aware of because they're sleeping. I had a number of jobs that dealt with that time, those time brackets. You get you get a different type of person, different type of customers, depending on where you're working. You know. But yeah, the other games. I know I do want to show off this one game. It's called Rising World. It's uh, it's pretty much. I'm considering it like a modern day Minecraft because the the guy he made a Java version like back in the day. This was like years ago. That's still fun too. It's and like it's got all kinds of shit in it too. Um, and it's pretty much Minecraft, but like it's cleaner. Like the pixels are done better. I should say. Like you can't. It doesn't even really look like pixels because everything's so smooth, right? But it's the Java version, and then there's the new version that he's been working on for a couple of years now, and and it's looking good. He's got a lot of stuff in it now. Like I mean, it's got a map now. I mean, and actually, I think it had the map before the before Starfield had their map. um, Actually, it might have been in there. I don't know if it was working fully though, because I remember I stopped playing it for like a year, and then I went back, and yeah, the map was there, but it wasn't working. And then it took like I think like another couple months or something, because I was playing it a lot, and there was just no enemies like you could hunt. Like it's a survival game, so you gotta or survival game. Like it's an aspect. I'd say it's more of a mining building game because that's the whole idea. You're mining ore and just the way that he's got that stuff down. It's pretty satisfying. I wonder if you got the sounds in for the iron yet because they were there, but then he took them away, and I don't know why. Or maybe they're there and I need to mess with the settings or something. I'll have to check it out. But yeah, I want to show that game off. It's called Rising World. It's very cool because now there's enemies, there's mobs that show up, random stuff, the different biomes, like the map. Like you go north and the biome changes to snowy, you go south and it changes to desert. Like it's very cool. If you keep digging down, there's a hell. There, I think that was there though. Uh, I just never dug down that low because you need a you would need enough torches to make it down without falling. And like the randomization of the cave systems that are generated, sometimes they'll just fall straight down, and then you're dead, or at least with a broken leg. And if you don't have a splint, you're fucked. It's a fun game. It's fun, and yeah, I think there's like somewhat a character creation now, because I know you can play both male or female now. Couldn't do that at the beginning, right? Well, I guess priorities. Yeah, there's a lot of survival games that I need to check out that I got like a long time ago because they've been out and being worked on by just like a couple developers or sometimes just one. Like there's one called Area Z. Right? Yeah, yeah, it's called Area Z. That one's fun. It seemed like there was some type of dual wielding system. The main thing about that is definitely survival. Crafting, you gotta have like fire and food and keep up your calories and like there's all these different bars that you gotta keep up. It's very, very interesting, very intriguing. I was like in the different systems that he had going on, like there's like a boomerang and shit. And I think now there's like spear and horses and I don't know. I'll have to check it out. There's like a lot of crazy shit going on with that game. There's another one, I think it was called Sunken Land or something. That was pretty much like Waterworld. Like that's a survival crafting, make all kinds of different weapons. They even add guns in there, and like the NPCs randomly spawn around your little island. And like if you want, you can move islands and start building on some other island. But the idea is like eventually the NPCs will start coming after you and attacking your shit and stealing your shit. And you got to find ways to protect your shit. Is that was definitely fun. But yeah, and I guess because like see doing videos like that are definitely more natural. You get more of the natural person, because definitely if you're not doing a face cam and you're narrating over something, it's not as performative. And I think that that was one of the things that Nature was talking about in his video was, and that's things that I've talked about in prior videos, you know, putting on the mask and the costumes and whatnot. Uh, and I'm not saying in a cosplay type of way. I'm saying like a personality type of way. And one of the things with the it factor, it's it's like naturally being performative, and sure, you could say, oh, that's just charisma, or that's just this, that, or the other thing, and sure, that stuff has a lot to do with it. Definitely adds flavor and spice to the performance, right? But uh, some, like right now, it's like trying to articulate. I have a disorder called central auditory processing disorder, capped, right? High IQ, but I'm capped, and that's a part of the thing. There's just like so much information that it like boom and stuff gets flip flopped. Um, happens a lot while typing. Words get flip flopped. Like definitely, if I'm saying something that has the phrase "this is," I usually skip the is. Like my brain thinks that I've already typed it. And so because it's the last two letters of this, so it doesn't want to repeat the is, you know? And yeah. And it's like I guess apparently one of the small percentage, like I think it's even less than 1% of people that use uh, the M dash, right? Because the N dash is 2, M dash is 3. But yeah, like I would use all kinds of dashes because when you're doing outlines, it's like that easy way of determining the different subs. It's so weird. Like, but now I can't do it, or else I get flagged as AI. Oh, this is most likely AI generated. This wasn't a human. No credit. Never any credit. My entire life. That's my generation. We're not allowed. Like I can remember, and it really fucked me up too. Like, and you don't realize how much it's fucked you up until like decades later, right? And like looking into it and realizing, like, holy shit, like that determines so much. And it's like on the surface, this innocent little thing, and sure, you'd probably be like, oh, what? No way. Like, that's bullshit. There's no way. But check this out. So, my third grade teacher, I remember it was third grade when it happened. It might have happened somewhat before then with, someone else, but I can remember directly that this was the time that, like, I really soaked it in and focused in on it. But since competition was such a big thing, and there weren't very many kids by the time I was in third grade still, because my school hadn't grown. Like by the time I was sixth grade, the classes were decent, but third grade they were still, somewhat smaller. And like, so my point is that when it came to competitions, when it came to sports, anything, it was very easy to pull ahead. And like I was always racing, I was always running, I was always competing, because that was what, you know, it it's weird. It's like when adults and the vibe is competition, it's like, that's what I thought we were supposed to do. So and if the idea is to be the best, you got to be the best, right? Well, so my third grade teacher one day uh, pulls me aside and is like, "Hey, give the other kids a chance." And it, it it's most likely one of the worst things that could ever be said to a kid. Definitely one that is always getting first and shit. Oh, you know, because that's what it was. And and I can remember for the years going on after that, because there were like the kids that are always first and shit when it comes to racing, running, like, and I'm sure you guys experience this throughout your school. I think it happens in every school. I think it's just a natural thing that happens. You know, comment down below. Let me know what you think. You know, some verification, vindication, whatever. Um, but yeah, so there are certain kids that are just always like the stars, right? Though they can do the instruments, they could do the talent shows, they can do the sports, they can, you know, they're doing the tests, they're acing the classes. Um, they're just all around star students, right? And so, and being a small town like that, you know, like as the years go on, you know of these kids. Um, and it's weird too because it's like it's not even like a popularity thing, even though I guess it kind of is. And you might not realize it until like years later, once you're graduated or whatever, or maybe you figure it out later on in high school that it's like, oh shit, elementary school and junior high, uh, I was pretty popular. You know, you figure it out, you realize like, holy shit, like, because like when you're in there, you don't realize it, you know. And I'm not saying every kid is popular as like the popular kid, like, you know, prom king, prom queen, or whatever. Sure, you got those ones, right? But like you still got your kids that are well known for whatever it is. And I would say that's a form of popularity. I was definitely one of the kids that like in junior high and high school. Well, no, not as much junior high. Junior high pretty much stuck to one spot, one table. But once high school came around, because I like I always liked roaming, doing my own thing. Um, yeah, I would go around to all the different tables pretty much, and because I would know people from the past, and they'd each have their own little spots, and so I'd be saying what's up to them every once in a while, and so kind of knew everybody everywhere. And at the same time, I didn't go to school in my public high school. Um, when I would go there, it was mainly to see who wanted to leave with me and ditch school, and then we left. Um, yeah, that only lasted for so long though, because then I got sent to what's called a wilderness program, and then a boarding school after that. But the wilderness program, that's where my IQ was tested. Um, they're like, "What's up with this kid? We got to check this out." But I should do this, not this. I guess there was a little bit of woo woo shit going on at the wilderness program. Like they uh, gave us like what medicine names or spirit names. Oh, is what they were called. Yeah, spirit names. Medicine bags, like put like pawakas is what they were called. Uh, they're like leather pouches that we wore around our neck. Very weird shit. It's very weird concepts, right? So it's like kids that had, you know, behavior problems, and a lot of the kids that got sent there should have just been going to juvie. Like it was an alternative to that for a lot of kids. And within the first week, you had to have what was called a trust group, and like everyone in the group we'd sit around the fire and say like whether or not we trusted the new person to have a knife, because that's you had to get unanimous. Yeah, I trust him, right? And eventually it became like I started like speaking my mind, when it came to certain kids. I'd be like, well, look, it's not about trusting them. I mean, they're going to need a knife. I'm not going to want to let them borrow mine. I mean, you had some pretty fucking crazy kids going to that place. Like, there's no way I should have gone there, in my opinion. I don't know. I've been told by others that I definitely shouldn't have gone there. Because nowadays, now that I know that, I've pretty much been on the spectrum my entire life. Because I don't think you just like one day are on the spectrum. I think you're born with it, right? And it just develops how it develops into whatever it develops into. But yeah, there's definitely I've definitely been different, and having the name Damien didn't help the situations. Yeah, I definitely went through a good portion of my life where it was like almost on the lines of dehumanization. I mean, I know that's like, oh, that's exaggerated, being over dramatic, and it's like, no, not really. I mean, when people are treating you like the Antichrist, then yeah, that's. I mean, what else do you call it? And sure, it's like I guess in a way of what would you call it? Adolescent survival instincts. You, sometimes you just gotta go with the meme. You gotta embrace the meme, right? Or else it'll take you out. So, and I mean, really, like, helped in quite a few situations when it came to fights. Person would psych themselves out or whatever. But yeah, it's crazy life, crazy lore. I don't even know if I leave that in there. But what else am I gonna talk about? What else am I gonna do? Gotta put out some kind of content. Gotta do something that's natural, non-performative, because that's the whole idea here, it's natural perf- performance. It's like if you have the ability, then yeah. But like I've said in past videos, if you find that you have the ability to act, or you got to use it wisely. You know you can't just be doing it. And for those of you who can't, but like if you learn how to spot it, because a lot of people will use that shit for nefarious reasons, and you got to be able to spot the bad actors. And yeah, I guess okay. Yeah, this has been long enough because I got other cuts to put in and stuff. And all right, I'll end it with don't forget, toxic people are just full of shit. So make sure you go at least once a day.